The Senate Armed Services Committee hearing was tense and urgent. Senator Josh Hawley pressed intelligence officials. Does China see a window to invade Taiwan before the U.S. and its allies can deter them? The exchange revealed critical insights about timelines and American security. Senator Hawley opened with a direct challenge. Does Beijing see a short window to take Taiwan by force? Director Avril Haines responded carefully, saying China is preparing for possible military action, but prefers to take Taiwan peacefully. General Berryer agreed, noting timelines vary, 2027, 2030, 2049, but the goal remains on Beijing's mind.
Senator Hawley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Haines, General, is it your sense that Beijing thinks that it has a window of opportunity to invade Taiwan before Taiwan and the United States modernize and get into better position to deter any such invasion? Let's start with you, Director.
So, thank you, Senator. It's our view that they are working hard to effectively put themselves into a position in which their military is capable of taking Taiwan over our intervention, right? We can talk in closed sessions about timelines and so on for how quickly they think they may be able to achieve that, but I think that is something that they are trying to achieve, even as what General Berryer stated earlier is true, which is to say that they would prefer not to have to use military force to take Taiwan. They'd prefer to use other means.
General, do you want to comment on this?
Well, I know there are a lot of dates out there, Senator, 2027, 2030, 2049. Certainly, it's on their mind. We're not really sure what lessons Xi Jinping is taking away from this conflict right now. We would hope that they would be the right ones, but I think it's going to take some time to sort out whether or not he believes this is a window or that his timeline would extend.
Let me ask you about something that Admiral Davidson said when he was commander of PACOM. He told the committee last March that he worried about a Chinese invasion of Taiwan in the next 6 years. That's his testimony. His successor, Admiral Aquilino, has similarly said that he views the timeline to be shrinking. Based on the indicators, Director, let me start with you.
Senator Hawley cited military leaders' warning of an invasion within 6 years. He pressed, was this threat before 2030 real? Director Haines agreed. The general said China is watching Russia's failures in Ukraine, and Xi Jinping's lessons will shape China's strategy. Hawley didn't stop there. He pressed on the Ukraine war, asking if China's military is far more capable than Russia's. The answer was clear. Yes, China is a formidable adversary. Hawley warned deterrence failed in Ukraine, and America can't let that happen in Taiwan. If China moved quickly, it could be far worse than Ukraine.
On this, based on the indicators available to the intelligence community, do you agree that the threat to Taiwan is acute between now and 2030?
Yes, I think it's fair to say that it's critical or acute between now and 2030. I think that's absolutely fair. What is hard to tell is how, for example, whatever lessons China learns coming out of the Russia-Ukraine crisis might affect that timeline, as well as you indicated, whether or not our capabilities, Taiwan's capabilities, other decisions that will have to be made between now and then that will affect the timeline.
General, what are you said just a second ago that you hope China would learn some lessons from the Ukraine conflict. What is it you're hoping that they take away?
Just how difficult like a cross-strait invasion might be and how dangerous and high risk that might be. We saw.
Well, don't you think that the Chinese military is significantly more capable than as it turns out? Just to pick up what Senator King was pressing you on,
yeah.
We pretty dramatically overestimated the strength of the Russian military. I'd be surprised, for one, if China's military strength proves to be so attenuated. So, I mean, don't you think that we're dealing with a significantly more formidable adversary in China?
I think China is a formidable adversary.
So, I mean, back to lessons learned, I would, unfortunately, I think one lesson they can draw from the Ukraine conflict is that deterrence didn't work in Ukraine. I mean, Russia invaded Ukraine. I, for one, don't want to be having this conversation about Taiwan in any period of years, not next year, not in 5 years, not in 10 years. So my sense of urgency on this is we better figure out how deterrence is going to work in Taiwan, because if China is successful in a fait accompli, that's going to look a lot different than a Russian scenario in Ukraine. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
So just to that end, Director, let me come back to you. One of the things that the IC was able to give us lead time on was a potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. I mean, we're very clear on that, that there was a strong likelihood of that, and you had that months in advance, actually.
Hawley asked if U.S. intelligence could give early warning about a Taiwan invasion like it did before Russia moved into Ukraine. Director Haynes said it was too early to say and couldn't make promises, highlighting the uncertainty over Taiwan. Senator Hawley raised the simultaneity problem. What if America faces conflicts in Europe and Asia at once? Could China strike Taiwan while the U.S. is distracted by Russia? The general called it unlikely, but possible. The discussion then moved behind closed doors, leaving the public with more questions than answers.
I'm curious if you think that we would get similar strategic warning about a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan.
I mean, it's too early to tell, honestly, whether or not that would be the case. And obviously, in a kind of classic intelligence way, we would sure as hell not, promise anything at this stage. So,
General, let me ask you about something that has long been a concern of mine, and even more so now, and that's what I think of as the simultaneity problem, simultaneous conflicts in Western Europe with Russia and with China. So do you worry that Beijing might see an opportunity to invade Taiwan in the very near future should the United States get drawn into an actual conflict, a kinetic conflict with Russia?
I think that's a remote possibility, but I don't.
Which part's remote?
The part that China would see that as a window to open to take advantage of that, based on the fact that they probably aren't ready to do that right now.
So you don't think they have the capacity right now to invade Taiwan?
I didn't say that. I think.
Well, I'm trying to drill down on what you mean when you say that they wouldn't do it.
I think they probably have. Actually, could we take this into a closed session?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And my time's expired, so I'll take it up with you then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Hawley.
This hearing exposed the urgency of America's challenge. Senator Hawley stressed the U.S. must figure out deterrence for Taiwan before it's too late. Officials confirmed the danger is real, acute, and coming sooner than most admit. If this helped, like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on global issues.